Just how good is Luke Littler, and does he have what it takes to match or even surpass the legendary Phil Taylor in his prime? Darts has seen its fair share of icons, but few names command as much attention as these two. On one side, we have Luke Littler, a teenage sensation who has taken the sport by storm, showing a level of skill and composure far beyond his years. His rapid rise has electrified fans, sparking discussions about whether he could be the next great superstar. On the other, we have Phil Taylor, a name that is synonymous with dominance. The Power redefined what it meant to be a champion, setting records that many believed would never be broken. But now, with Littler's rise, the conversation is changing. Could he be the one to challenge Taylor's legacy? Does he possess the same consistency, the same mental fortitude, and the same killer instinct that made Taylor an untouchable force in his era? And if so, what does that mean for the future of darts? In this deep dive, we'll explore the journeys of both players, analyze their playing styles, compare their achievements, and try to answer the question, are we witnessing the birth of a new all-time great? Let's get started. Luke Littler is already through to the knockout phase at the Grand Slam of Darts after winning his opening 2 group matches. The 17-year-old has been making waves, and his performances have drawn comparisons to none other than Phil Taylor himself. Despite struggling in televised ranking events earlier in the year, suffering first-round defeats at the World Match Play, World Grand Prix, and European Championships, Littler has rebounded with a stunning performance at the Grand Slam of Darts. His ability to dominate under pressure is eerily reminiscent of Taylor's prime. Wayne Mardle, a former professional darts player and pundit, believes Littler's confidence and presence on stage mirror those of Taylor. There is something so natural about him. It's like he was born to do this. Littler just deals with pressure so well. It reminds me of Taylor in his prime. In his first group game, Littler thrashed Keane Barry 5-0 in just 6 minutes, averaging an astonishing 112.16. He followed that up with another dominant victory over Dimitri van den Bergh, securing a place in the knockout stage with 1 game to spare. His performances have sent shockwaves through the darts world. Littler's rise has been nothing short of meteoric. At just 17 years old, he's already competing in major tournaments, holding his own against some of the biggest names in the sport. His 3-dart average is consistently in the high 90s, a remarkable feat for someone so young, and he's shown time and time again that he can hit clutch finishes when it matters most. Whether it's a pressure-packed double to win a leg or a perfectly timed 180 to shift momentum, Littler has proven he's got the skills to compete at the highest level. But what really sets him apart is his mental game. For someone so young, he's got the focus and determination of a veteran. He doesn't get rattled by the big stage or the bright lights. Instead, he thrives under pressure, treating every match like it's just another game. This mental toughness is rare, especially in a teenager, and it's a big reason why he's already being compared to legends of the sport. The question now is, can he reach the heights of the greatest of all time? With his natural talent, work ethic, and unshakable confidence, the sky's the limit for Littler. But as we've seen in darts, talent alone isn't enough. It's about consistency, longevity, and the ability to keep improving. If Littler can maintain this trajectory, there's no doubt he'll be in the conversation with the all-time greats. The future of darts is here, and his name is Luke Littler.
Double 17 is found, double top. It is a monster from Luke Littler.
Phil, the Power Taylor, is widely regarded as the greatest darts player of all time. Over his legendary career, he won an unmatched 16 World Darts Championships, along with 65 major titles. His dominance spanned over 2 decades, a feat few believed could ever be replicated. Taylor was not just a winner, he changed the way the game was played. His ruthless consistency, mental strength, and technical precision made him virtually unbeatable at his peak. Opponents feared him, and he set a standard that many have tried and failed to match. From the moment he burst onto the scene in the late 1980s, Taylor's impact on darts was undeniable. His incredible ability to hit treble 20s with machine-like accuracy made him the most feared competitor on the Osh. Whether it was a crucial checkout under pressure or an effortless 180, Taylor delivered time and time again. His meticulous preparation and relentless work ethic ensured that he stayed ahead of the competition for more than 2 decades. Beyond the numbers, Taylor's influence on the sport was transformative. He He elevated darts to new heights, bringing professionalism, precision, and a champion's mentality that reshaped how players approached the game. His rivalries with legends like Raymond van Barneveld and Michael van Gerwen produced some of the most iconic moments in darts history. Even in retirement, his legacy remains unmatched. Every aspiring player measures themselves against the power, proving that his impact goes far beyond his titles. It is etched in the very fabric of the sport. During his prime, Phil Taylor was nothing short of a darting phenomenon. His 3-dart average consistently soared above 100, a benchmark that only the very best in the sport can achieve. This level of precision and consistency made him a nightmare for opponents, as he could dominate matches with both power and finesse. But Taylor's greatness wasn't just about numbers, it was his ability to read the game and adapt to any situation that truly set him apart. Whether he was staring down a crucial double to win a leg or pulling off a jaw-dropping 9-dart finish, Taylor always seemed to have an answer. His composure under pressure was unmatched, and he thrived in high-stakes moments, often using his wealth of experience to outthink and outplay his rivals. Taylor's mental toughness was legendary. He could sense when an opponent was vulnerable and would pounce without hesitation. His dominance wasn't just about skill, it was about his relentless drive to win and his ability to perform at the highest level year after year. In his prime, Taylor wasn't just a player, he was a force of nature, redefining what it meant to be great in the world of darts. His 16 World Championship titles stand as a testament to his unparalleled legacy, and his influence on the sport is still felt today. Simply put, Phil Taylor in his prime was the gold standard, a player who combined skill, strategy, and sheer willpower to become the greatest of all time. Since Littler's historic victory at Alexandra Palace, many have speculated whether he could be the man to surpass Taylor's 16 world titles. Even Taylor himself has weighed in on the discussion, acknowledging Littler's talent but warning of the challenges ahead. "If he wants to beat my record, then he can go ahead and do it," Taylor said, "but it's going to be difficult. Winning 16 titles means making a lot of finals, playing a lot of darts, traveling, and staying dedicated for 20 years. That's no easy task." Taylor also noted that Littler will face what he calls the man-up syndrome, where every opponent will bring their A game against him. People will raise their level when they play against him. He has to be at his best in every round, and when he loses, people will start questioning him. That pressure can take a toll. But Taylor does not doubt Littler's mental strength. He is strong enough to handle it. "I think he can do it if he stays dedicated. I would have loved to play him at my best. We'd have had a cracking match. I think I'd have beaten him, but I'm not sure." Luke Littler remains a humble yet fiercely ambitious competitor. Despite his meteoric rise, he acknowledges that pressure is always present. After his stunning 6-minute demolition of Keen Barry, he admitted that nerves do play a role, but he thrives under the spotlight. "I played very well, which I'm happy with. It may look simple, but it's not easy up there with the lights on. The belief is growing, and maybe the eyes are on me now, but I don't mind that," Littler said. What sets Littler apart is his mental resilience and hunger for success. He understands the challenges of staying at the top, particularly in a game where momentum can shift rapidly. With the short format, you need to kick on and win the early legs. If your flow's there, then you can keep it up until the end. His rapid rise in the sport has drawn comparisons to the greats, but he remains focused on his own journey. Littler knows that maintaining consistency and handling expectations are just as crucial as his natural ability. His ability to perform under immense scrutiny shows a level of composure beyond his years. While he respects the legends who came before him, he is determined to carve out his own place in darts history. With each victory, Littler proves that he is not just a prodigy, he is a future legend in the making. One thing is certain, both players have delivered unforgettable moments in darts history. Phil Taylor, widely regarded as the greatest player of all time, built his legacy with record-breaking achievements, unmatched dominance, and thrilling performances. His 9-dart finishes, dramatic comebacks, and ability to control the game under immense pressure have cemented his place in the sport's history.
At the 9-darter, but only Phil Taylor looks like hitting it. I'm going to say it, that was never in doubt. Phil Taylor hits yet another 9-darter at the World Match Play.
Fans will never forget his iconic victories, where he made even the most challenging matches look effortless. On the other hand, Luke Littler is rapidly carving out his own path to greatness. At such a young age, he's already showcasing exceptional skill, hitting 180 with ease and taking down some of the sport's biggest names. His fearless approach and ability to perform under pressure have drawn comparisons to a young Taylor. Many believe that Littler's rise mirrors Taylor's early days, bringing a fresh wave of excitement to the sport. While Taylor's career is filled with historic triumphs, Littler is still writing his story, but his performances suggest a future filled with greatness. Whether it's Taylor's legendary dominance or Littler's meteoric rise, both players have given fans electrifying moments that will be remembered for years to come. Darts enthusiasts can only watch in awe as Littler continues to make history, just as Taylor once did. One thing is for sure, these two names will forever be linked in the annals of darts history. While Littler's career is still in its infancy, his impact on the sport has already been immense. Taylor himself acknowledges that Littler has taken darts to new heights. "Darts has gone crazy since young Luke came along. I've never seen anything like it," Taylor said. "I'm fine about it. I've had my 40 years in the sport. I have nothing but credit for him. I think the world of him." With at least another 2 decades of darts ahead of him, Littler has time on his side. If he maintains his current trajectory, he could challenge and perhaps surpass Taylor's legacy. The battle between Littler and Taylor is not one that will take place on the arch, but in the history books. Taylor has set a near unreachable standard, but Littler is showing early signs that he could one day challenge that legacy. With skill, mental strength, and an entire career ahead of him, the question remains, could Luke Littler be the next Phil Taylor or even greater?